Robert Pattinson isn't just the brooding vampire who made teenagers swoon. Behind that moody stare lies a dating history so chaotic, so publicly humiliating, and so wrapped in controversy, it's a wonder he's still standing. From cheating scandals and racist fan attacks to mysterious blind items and suspiciously quiet fiancés, Pattinson's romantic life reads more like a tabloid fever dream than a love story. But if you thought you knew the worst of it, think again. Because the truth behind Pattinson's relationships isn't just messy, it's devastating. And somehow, every woman he's dated seems to come out of it broken, humiliated, or bullied by the very fans who claim to love him. So what really happened behind closed doors? And why do people think Robert Pattinson has a type, and not just physically, but emotionally, too? Let's break down the Hollywood heartthrob's dating past, and uncover the rumors, scandals, and unspoken truths that the media didn't want you to notice. The Suki situation, a picture-perfect lie? On the surface, Robert's relationship with Suki Waterhouse seems like the calm after the storm. They've been together since 2018, got engaged in late 2023, and even welcomed a child in early 2024. But behind the carefully curated Instagram photos and limited red carpet appearances is a relationship that fans, and insiders, claim might be way more troubled than it looks. Let's start with Suki's controversies. In 2023, she was slammed online for allegedly cropping out her black co-star from a promotional photo for Daisy Jones and the Six. Social media users called it mean girl behavior, and many labeled her exclusionary. The incident sparked a debate about representation in Hollywood, but it also painted Suki in a not-so-flattering light. Then came the twink comment in 2025. While promoting her Met Gala look, Suki clapped back at critics by using the term twink. A word from queer slang that some find harmless, but others consider derogatory depending on context. The backlash was fast, especially after pop star Troye Sivan previously criticized the casual use of the word by non-queer individuals. Once again, Suki's image was under fire, and Robert, as usual, stayed silent. And that's just the surface. Because if you dive into the world of blind items, anonymous celebrity gossip that often proves eerily accurate, the rumors get darker. Allegedly, Suki has been tracking Robert across countries, leaking old paparazzi shots to appear relevant, and posting racy images online to provoke jealousy. There's even speculation that Robert is emotionally checked out and ready to leave Los Angeles altogether, with some sources claiming he's quietly meeting with his ex, FKA Twigs. And if those rumors are even half true, then this isn't a stable love story, it's a PR operation desperately holding it together. Kristen Stewart, the betrayal that broke the internet. Before Suki, before Twigs, there was Kristen Stewart. The woman who defined a generation of teen romance alongside Robert in the Twilight saga. Their relationship was heavily marketed, both by studios and the media. Fans weren't just rooting for Edward and Bella on screen, they believed in them off screen too. But then came 2012, and the cheating scandal that broke the internet. Paparazzi captured Kristen kissing director Rupert Sanders, who was not only twice her age, but also married with children. The photos were impossible to deny, and Kristen issued a public apology within hours, saying, "This momentary indiscretion has jeopardized the most important thing in my life. I love him. I'm so sorry." Robert reportedly moved out immediately, cutting off all communication. And then, in a bizarre twist, Donald Trump tweeted several times that Robert should never take her back. Yes, it was that public. But while Kristen was dragged through the mud, Sanders faced minimal backlash. Kristen was labeled a homewrecker and SL*T-shamed by fans and media alike. Even a decade later, she admitted, the shaming that went down was absurd. "I wasn't trying to hurt anyone, I was a kid figuring it out." Despite the scandal, Robert and Kristen tried to reconcile later in 2012, but it didn't last. By mid-2013, they were over for good. The breakup was messy, painful, and very, very public. A love story destroyed by hate. After Kristen, Robert's next serious relationship was with FKA Twigs, a talented British singer and performer. They got together in 2014, and for a while, it looked like Robert was turning a new leaf. The media branded it a more mature relationship, and they were even engaged by 2015. But then came the backlash, and it was brutal. Fans flooded Twigs' social media with racist insults, comparing her to monkeys, calling her ugly, and insisting Robert should be with someone white and blonde like Kristen. Twigs later said the abuse gave her body dysmorphia and left her deeply traumatized. "I started to believe I looked like a monkey," she said. "I had to hide my features because I was so ashamed." And while Robert reportedly defended her privately, many criticized him for not publicly standing up for her. Twigs later hinted that Robert pulled back because of the pressure. "I believe he would have married me if I were white," she said in an emotional interview. "He didn't want to take on what I was going through." They split in 2017, with scheduling conflicts given as the official reason. But for Twigs, the emotional toll lasted much longer. The quiet ones, Nina Schubert and Katy Perry. Long before the Twilight fame, Robert had a quieter love life. He dated Nina Schubert, a fellow drama student, for several years before fame pulled them apart. She stayed out of the spotlight, and many say she was his emotional anchor during the whirlwind of early fame. Then, in 2013, came the Katy Perry rumors. Following his split from Kristen, Robert was spotted out with Katy on multiple occasions. They denied being romantically involved, with Katy famously saying, "I'm like his big sister." But for some fans, the pairing made sense. Katy was older, emotionally stable, and had already been through her own messy high-profile relationships. Some speculated that she was a safe rebound, someone Robert could trust during a vulnerable period. Whether or not anything romantic happened, Katy's brief presence in his life marked one of the few moments where Robert's love life didn't spiral into chaos. A calm between storms. A pattern of silence. Why does Robert let it happen? At this point, you have to ask, why do all of Robert's relationships seem to end in controversy, scandal, or heartbreak, and yet he always walks away clean? Let's look at the pattern. With Kristen, he let the media and fans tear her apart while he quietly walked away. With Twigs, he stayed silent while she endured racist abuse from his fanbase. With Suki, rumors suggest she's desperately clinging to a relationship he may have already left emotionally. Fans have pointed out that Robert rarely defends his partners publicly, avoids social media like the plague, and tends to go radio silent when scandals erupt. Whether that's emotional self-protection or something more calculated is up for debate. But his refusal to speak up has left a trail of women to face the backlash alone. Some say Robert is emotionally distant. Others argue he's simply conflict-averse. But either way, his silence speaks volumes, and it's become a pattern that many fans now recognize. Blind items, baby rumors and Hollywood whispers. Let's talk rumors. According to popular gossip accounts, Robert and Suki are not the happy couple they pretend to be. Some insiders say they'd broken up multiple times, but always quietly, to avoid press. Others claim Suki's entire public image revolves around appearing attached to Robert for clout. Even more shocking, there are whispers that Robert wasn't fully on board with having a child, and that the pregnancy caught him by surprise. Of course, there's no official confirmation of this, but the speculation adds fuel to an already suspicious fire. A few outlets have hinted at secret meetings between Robert and FKA Twigs, suggesting that there may still be unfinished business between them. Whether that's romantic or just closure is unclear, but the rumor mill hasn't stopped churning. Meanwhile, blind items hint at Robert's desire to leave Hollywood altogether, suggesting he's looking for a quieter life. Far from the red carpets, fan hysteria, and messy breakups. A damaged pattern or a damaging man? Robert Pattinson's love life is more than just Hollywood gossip, it's a study in how silence, fame, and fan culture can combine to devastate the people closest to a celebrity. From Kristen Stewart's public humiliation to FKA Twigs' psychological trauma and now Suki Waterhouse's alleged desperation, the pattern is chilling. He doesn't defend them. He doesn't speak out. He simply fades into the background while chaos erupts around him. So is Robert Pattinson just unlucky in love, or is he the common denominator in a series of relationships that always seem to end in emotional ruin? That's the question fans are starting to ask. And with a new baby in the picture and more rumors on the horizon, the stakes have never been higher. Because one thing's for sure, in the world of Robert Pattinson, the real drama doesn't happen on screen, it plays out in real life, behind closed doors. And sometimes, in the shadows of silence.